Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to a War Thunder subscriber replay sent in by one of my Discord members, ConcreteStag, as you can see at the bottom. This is a battle from the 17th of January in his Ho-Ri prototype, which is a pretty good premium, although in my opinion, it's not as good as the regular tree Ho-Ri production. And I would say, in my opinion, unless you get a 75% discount from the Wheel of Poverty, that you are better off spending the Golden Eagles on a talisman for the Ho-Ri production using that, which is what I did. But if you're a collector or you want to just get the Ho-Ri production right away, or the Ho-Ri prototype right away, sorry, to speed up your research, it's not a terrible vehicle. It's just, it's substandard compared to the production in as much as the armor and the engine power. The gun isn't terribly bad, but anyway, we're on Berlin, and you can see Stag takes up a position here at the corner of the exit from the spawn. It's got pretty good protection on a couple sides and pretty good sight lines, as you can see here as well. Now, mind you, this is a replay, so you can see where all the enemy markers are. Obviously, he couldn't see this during the actual battle, so just try to bear that in mind when you see things out in the battlefield and wonder, why the heck didn't he shoot at that? There are some things that are moving in the background. There's the first hit he takes. Now, feel free to count along if you want. I watched through this once already, and I counted 25 at least main gun plus artillery hits, including some hits from an M19 that'll happen later that I counted as 2 hits apiece, of course, because 2 barrels and there's not really any reason to suspect they didn't both hit. I did not count all the machine gun hits that he takes, both from tanks and aircraft, so add that into the total if you want later, but there was no... I wasn't really willing to go to that kind of level of effort to count the machine gun hits, because there are a lot of them. But throughout the duration of the battle, I count at least 25 main gun and artillery hits that he takes. So, quite a bit of score to become simply from surviving hits, much less dealing them out, which he does as well. So you can see that he was set on fire and lost his engine and had to back off and repair his engine. He did manage to survive and tanked a couple hits on the way back. And then for whatever reason, the Centurion that set him on fire didn't follow up on it. So, good for him, I guess. I did personally enjoy having the Ho-Ri prototype when I had it for a test drive, but the production is just so much better. Which is, again, not to say that the prototype is bad, but being that the prototype is a premium vehicle and the production is not, like I said, unless you're a collector, just throw a talisman on your production if you really want something for grinding Japan. But you'll see that the results are still worth it with the prototype at the end of this battle. No spoilers or anything. So his team is doing alright. They're bleeding tickets, they don't have any captures, but they're not doing that bad, realistically speaking here. They're all pretty far back. They're not really out in the battlefield much, but they're kind of holding back in, as Stag deals his first death of the battle to an ISU-152 behind a concrete wall there. Tanks another hit. Spots the guy who's doing it. Or probably spots the guy who's doing it, the T-34 back there. And then goes back to searching for more enemies back in the distance. The red team has now captured all 3 of the capture points, and you can see some fighting going on off to the right from the C point, near the C point. They obviously aren't very happy with Stag, as they are firing every kind of artillery and bomb strike in a minute that they can muster against him. He gets a good spot on a Sherman Jumbo here through the smoke and flames right before all the artillery hits. Gets a good hit, sets him on fire. I don't think the Sherman could see him, or maybe the Sherman lost his gunner to a fire damage, but either way, the follow-up shot from Stag's 105 takes care of the Sherman. And that's kill number 2. Now this AMX-13 back here was leading a charmed life. I think that shot was good timing-wise, just a little bit short. And as Stag moves into position, looking through his binoculars to catch the AMX-13 coming up, gets lined up on him as he's just passing through this opening here. Waiting, and takes a big hit and loses his crew from a T-34-85 over to the right, and the AMX-13 is able to sneak through. Unfortunately, the gunner was taken out. I don't think he would have missed a second time on the AMX-13, so... There's the first of many strafing and machine gun hits he's going to take, and bombs as well, and like I said, I'm not counting those. I'm not even going to try to count how many machine gun hits he took. He gets lined up on the T-34-85, gets what looks like should be a really good hit, but it's just a little, barely bit too high. And you can see a PT-76 crawling up on him, which is going to be an issue. However, if the PT-76 thinks he's going to climb up the hill and not get shot, he's crazy. A T-34-57 drives up, doesn't shoot for some reason, and then does shoot right at the last second, probably waiting for a stabilized gun, of course. Non-stabilized gun. But takes a shot right through the main driver's hatch for kill number 3. And the PT-76, in the meantime, gets destroyed by a teammate, which allows Stag to focus back on the T-34-85 over there until he notices some more movement out here in the distance to the right. More machine gun hits coming in. It's a Sherman VC who takes a pretty healthy hit right to the face for kill number 4. And Stag goes back to the pesky T-34-85 over here, hoping to finally deal with a close, annoying pest. His team has moved out and captured the C point, so the ticket bleed has been cut in half. Still a ways to go to win this battle, though. A little scan of the entire battlefield reveals a whole lot of nothing. Where are all the enemies? Well, there's one. And there's one too, dropping some bombs on him. There are the hits from the M19 I was talking about that I counted as 2 apiece. He gets taken out right before Stag fires at him. But still, an annoyance dealt with is an annoyance dealt with. You can see friendly air has arrived on station and is sort of dealing with the enemy air. More strafing attacks. And Stag has had enough and decides to go forward into the battlefield, and it's time to capture the B point. There's the pesky T-34-85 from before, and a well-aimed shot through a pierceable building results in kill number 5 and an annoyance removed from the battlefield. Followed up promptly by more strafing from behind. Now, while I said the Hori production has better armor than the Hori prototype, the Hori prototype does still have more than sufficient armor to stop machine gun rounds, so all that happens there is you rack up the score when you get strafed. Now, cannon fire might be a different story, and there is always the possibility of getting hit through the open top there if your gun is depressed low enough. But otherwise, you're gonna block most. Now, I'm sure Stag was tasting the anti-air kill right there, and a follow-up on this P-47, if only he could have gotten the gun high enough in time or been stopped and stabilized in time, but sadly, it was not to be. More bombs coming in, slightly dangerous, trying to track the P-47D, but he's not going to come down low enough for a gunshot. The B point has been captured to add to the score tally. And he's going to move up forward a bit. Now, I'm sure he saw the ISU-152 up there rolling up from the side. He was pretty visible. Oh, the regular SU-152, not an ISU-152, but still. Functionally, for the purposes of this video, the same vehicle. So a little bit of binocular scanning, and there he is. Just a tiny bit premature on the shot there and hit a fairly thick part of the mantlet armor that you can almost never pierce. However, it appears the SU-152 couldn't see Stag through the wall and the trees and the rubble and stuff in between. And Stag was able to reload even with just 2 crew members left and a wounded gunner/loader and get a good cannon breach shot through the SU-152 before he was able to spot him and return fire. However, the SU-152 was able to pull forward and drive and hide behind this concrete wall right here. And a little more strafing comes along, and when the enemy doesn't come out of the wall, Stag makes a pretty darn good educated guess about where the SU-152 might be, and nails him for kill number 6. Now, I don't know when or what Stag had to repair throughout any of this battle, excepting, of course, early on when he was set on fire. I assume this was just waiting for a reload here, although he could have been repairing. That's the one thing with a replay, is you can't really tell when someone's repairing anything. You don't know if maybe his tracks got broken, or he had his barrel get damaged or redded or oranged out and was just repairing it. I can't tell you that for the... I mean, you can see it on the damage meter there, but I don't know what he may have been trying to repair, because earlier when he repaired his engine, it still showed black on the damage icon there next to the battle result, or the battle scroll, so kind of hard to tell from the replay sometimes. So not too many teammates left. However, his team does have a pretty good commanding lead on the capture zones, and now has to survive some ticket bleed for the enemy team and wait that out. So he's pretty far forward, in a really good position to defend against anyone coming out of the enemy spawn. Pardon me, a little bit of a sneak attack yawn there. Now, I'm not sure if he saw the KV-2. It was visible through the building there. It does fire at him, so I think he probably saw it. I think the KV-2 was guessing, or just missed because he was shooting on the move, but Stag is going to move up on him behind this building to the right, using it as cover, and see if he can come up here and cut them off. Now, I think he knew the KV-2 was here. I mean, you can see it pretty clearly in the replay, but I think he saw it during the actual battle. Now, I'm not sure if he's watching for the KV-2 here or watching for someone else. Does a quick check behind him, and then moves up to a position where, because you can see another tank in the background, which I'm pretty sure he could actually also see. The KV-2 bounces one off him somehow there, and then he gets a nice lined up shot. The KV-2 gives him a really good look, and takes a 105 to the face for kill number 7. And you can see the other vehicle now passing by in the background, an IS-1. Pretty good spot right there, waiting for him to... just waiting for the reload. Doesn't quite get the reload in time, but then is able to re-aim, rather, and utterly ruin the IS-1's day by shooting him in the side of the turret. For kill number 8 of the battle, to go along with the capture. And ticket bleed, which is now in their favor. Looking pretty good so far. Still got to hold on. You can hear and see an M4A3E2 76mm jumbo back here. Stag is moving up on him just as a KY-100 flies over and drops an unpleasant greeting from the Emperor, and that takes care of the Sherman jumbo. Now this IL-2M comes over pretty low and tries to drop bombs on Stag, but the bombs were thankfully pretty long. And you can tell he's just itching for that air kill here, but he doesn't quite have the gun mobility to get it up on the IL-2, as well as aim around the wrecked building there. It's a pretty good shot. I think it was probably just a little bit too far ahead, maybe a little bit too low. Still looked really good. And I think if he'd have waited for the IL-2 to come back around, which of course you can't count on, he might have had a real good chance of shooting the IL-2 down here, but the tickets also ran out, so I think he shot in probably the best chance he was going to have. And there you can see, he finished in second place with 8 kills, finished up his research on his Type 61. Here's his team. Sorry for the crappy screenshot, it's from the replay, and here is the enemy team score. Pretty good battle by the guy in first place on the other team, too. But that'll do. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Nice little short video, relatively short. I look forward to bringing you more real soon, and thank you all for stopping by. Take care, and have a great day, everyone.